Okay, now in this video we are going to make the Docker image of the Spring Boot application which we are playing right now. Okay, so before moving ahead, what I'm going to do that here also I'm going to provide the MySQL port number. Okay, that is through the environment variable. So same syntax I'm going to use over here. So let me do that dollar curly brace. Then I'm specifying the environment variable that is MySQL underscore port colon 1234. Okay, so if the environment variable is set, that is MySQL underscore port, then it will take that value, otherwise it will take this default value. Okay, so this is what we have done over here. Now the next thing is we have to create one file called Docker file before creating the image of the Spring Boot application. Okay, so I will go to the root folder of my project, Spring Boot project, and then creating a new file. The file name would be Docker file, and inside that file I have to write few things like this. Okay, so here I have to specify that for which JDK version we are going to create this Docker image. So here I specified OpenJDK 8. Okay, and that what is going to happen then when the Docker image is going to be created. So Docker image would be consisting of the jar file which we have created over here, that is student management system, right? So what will happen that whatever jar file is there inside the target folder, this is our target folder. Okay, and this jar file would be copied with the name that is app.jar inside the Docker image, right? And then once it is there copied inside the Docker image, and when the container would be started of that image, then at that time it will execute this particular command, is java space dash jar followed by the jar file name, which we have seen in the last session. So we have created the Docker file over here. Okay, let me save this. Okay, now let me show you the command to create the Docker image. Okay, command is very simple. Command is docker build -t followed by the name of the application, that is app. Okay, and dot means that it is going to look for the file that is a Docker file from the current directory. Okay, so the current directory is the root directory, which is student management system backend 1234, and inside that we have created inside the student management backend 1234 we have created the file called Docker file. Okay, so this will create the image of the Spring Boot application. Okay, let's hit enter. It shows the error that we have something wrong, that the spelling mistake. Okay, this should be DOCKER. Okay, so let me change this, DOCKER. Hitting enter, it is creating the Docker image of our Spring Boot application. Let's wait for some time. Okay, it has successfully created the image. So let's check that do we have that image or not. So Docker image. Okay, it should be images. Okay, so here you can see that we have the one more image in the system with the name app. Okay, right, so that is what we have created with this particular size, and along with that we have the MySQL image also, which we had created in earlier video. Okay, so after that, how to create a container from the image. Okay, so let me clear the screen. Okay, and the command would be docker run. We are going to use the similar command which we had used to start the container of the MySQL server. So -p. Okay, let's say that the external port number, let's say 9090. Okay, colon internal port number, that is 8080, followed by the name. Okay, let's give the name that is app itself. Okay, and the image name, that is the app, APP. Okay, so this will run this app image. Okay, let's execute this command, and this command is not going to run successfully. Okay, I'm going to tell you the reason. Yeah, so here you can see that we are getting few errors. Okay, So what the errors are, okay, let's try to understand this with the help of presentation. Okay, let's try to understand that how Docker network works. Okay, so what we have done so far, so we have created the Docker environment on our computer, and inside that we have one MySQL container which we have created. Okay, so that MySQL container has two ports, that is internal port as well as the external port. External port we have configured on the port number 1234, and the internal port, that is 3306. So what happens that whenever the request come from outside, okay, that is the external network, that request goes to the external port. Okay, means external port would receive that request, and it will serve the client request. Okay, now what else we have done, that we have the Spring Boot image also, and based on that we have created the container, and these two are isolated environment or isolated network inside the Docker itself. Okay, so basically what we are trying to do, that we are trying to connect the Spring Boot application with this MySQL application, and it is not working right now. Okay, so the reason is that that internally these two applications should talk with each other, but as both are isolated network, so obviously that the connection is not possible. So we require something that can provide the communication between these two networks. But for this Spring Boot container, suppose if you want to access from the outside, that is possible. That is possible through the port number 9090. But for internal, you require to create one bridge connection between these two networks, so that the Spring Boot application would able to communicate with the MySQL application. So we are going to create one bridge network, and we are going to attach these two container to this bridge. Okay, so then and then this is going to work. Okay, so let's go back to our application. Okay, here the first change in this application is we are going to do that we supposed to specify the network over here. Right now there is no network. Okay, there is no network. So what I'll be doing, I'm going to create a new network. Okay, so to command to create a network is that docker network create some network name. Before that, I would like to show you that how many networks are available. Sorry, Docker network ls. Okay, so here you can see these are the various networks available inside this. Okay, so here you can see we have a few networks created over here, right? Okay, now let's create a new network. So Docker network create. This is a command to create a network. Okay, so let me create a network, that is ping underscore MySQL underscore net. Okay, this is a network that we are going to create for our applications. Okay, so let me hit enter, and it will create a network. So let me execute the command once again, that is docker network ls, and here you can see the network is created, and that is the bridge network. Okay, now what I supposed to do, that as this particular MySQL DB is already executing. Okay, so I have to add this MySQL. Okay, so we are going to add this MySQL container to the network which we have created just now. Okay, so let's go back to the terminal, right? And here, that let me check the command that we have, that is docker network. Okay, so here is the list of command. Okay, so we are going to use this option, that is connect. Okay, so let me use that to connect with the MySQL container. Okay, so docker network connect. Okay, what we want to connect, that is MySQL underscore DB. Okay, this is what we have created over here, MySQL underscore DB, right, to the network which we have created, that is uh, I forgot the network, so let me execute the command docker network ls, and it is in MySQL net. Okay, so the command is docker network my connect spring underscore mysql underscore net, okay, connect, spelling mistake, okay, and here I have to specify the name of the container, that is mysql underscore db. Okay, let me hit enter. Okay, and it is saying that no such container, so I think that this mysql underscore db would go at the last. So let me remove this from here, and here let me write mysql underscore db, and let me hit enter. Okay, so that this particular container has been added to mysql underscore, sorry, spring underscore mysql underscore network. Okay, now what I have to do now, I'm going to restart that spring boot container once again. Okay, so let me check that as the container has already been created. Okay, so I have to delete this container first. Okay, otherwise it will not allow me to use the same name. So I have deleted that, and let me go back over here and let me open that command. Yeah, this was the command. Okay, here I have to specify few things. Okay, what I have to specify, let me show you. So the first thing which I'm going to specify is the network. Okay, so that I can specify with the help of this argument, that is network, and the network name is the spring underscore mysql underscore net. Okay, so what is going to happen, that the container of this app would be created, this app, okay, and that would be attached to this network on which we have already added that or attached that mysql underscore db. So both would be there, both would be connected with the help of that bridge connection which we have seen in our presentation. Okay, along with that I have to specify the environment. Okay, so now here what we have, I have to do that I have to specify the mysql host name. Okay, so mysql host name would be what, that is the mysql underscore db, that whatever name of the container is. Okay, here you can see mysql underscore db, and the internal port number. So if you can recall that the internal port number we have kept over here is 3306. You can see that it is running on the internal port number, that is 3306. Here you can see that. Okay, that is what I have to specify, right? So I'm specifying that environment variable with the option that is minus e, right, followed by mysql underscore host name. Okay, let me check what we have written inside the application proper, that is mysql underscore host. Okay, it is not host name, sorry, it is host. Okay, is equal to, the host name would be what, mysql underscore db. Okay, followed by I have to specify mysql, sorry, I think there is some mess up over here. Okay, okay, let me rewrite it over here. Yeah, mysql db, then I'm specifying mysql underscore port, the second one, this one. Okay, the port number would be over here, that is the internal port number 3306. So what we have specified, we have specified docker run minus p 1990 colon 8080 name app network spring underscore mysql underscore net, then mysql host, that is mysql db, and the port number, that is 3306, and this is the name of the image. Okay, let me hit enter. Now this time our application should run successfully, but before that let me check the container. Okay, so we don't have any container having a name app. Okay, and that should be the image of the Spring Boot application. It is already there. Let's go back to the terminal and let's hit the enter. It says that invalid reference format, the repository name must be in a lowercase. Okay, so where is the repository name? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so this repository name should go after this one. Okay, so let me do the correction. Let me remove f from here. Okay, and let me specify the repository name over here. Okay, let me hit enter, and here you can see that it is starting the Spring Boot application for us. Still it is showing me the error. Okay, so let's try to solve this error. Okay, we are getting this error because that as we have created this particular sorry, as we have changed this environment variable, but we haven't created the package once again, so we require to create the package once again. So let me go to the maven and let me do the right click on this install, and let me click on the run maven build. Okay, and once this is done, then we have to recreate the image of this Spring Boot application. Then and then it is going to work. Okay, so we have successfully created the package once again. Let me go to the terminal, and on the terminal we are going to build the image once again. So the uh, command to build the image is that docker build minus t app dot. Okay, so it will create the image. Okay, once again spelling mistake, docker build minus t app. Okay, so it is going to create image, right? Okay, and now let me delete this. Okay, and let me run the command which we are trying to execute. The command is docker run minus p 1990 colon 8080. Name of this container, that would be app, the network or the bridge to which this container is going to be connected, that is spring underscore mysql underscore net, the environment variable mysql underscore host, and the another environment variable, that is mysql underscore port. Okay, so that is what we have set, and now let's hit enter. So here you can see our Spring Boot application has been successfully started. Okay, now we should test this. Okay, how can I test this? So for that, moving to the Thunder client. Now instead of port number 8080, that as this is the external network, so I'm going to use the port number 1990, and it should respond me correctly. Okay, so let me click on send, and it should respond with the JSON web token. That's it for this video.